These 100 wells are going to give around 500,000 people fresh water to drink.
Not on my watch.
Well guys, today's gonna be a fun one. Today we are talking about who appears to be the internet's most hated man, and I've got to tell you, I don't really understand why. That's right, boys and girls, today we are once again talking about MrBeast. Now, it seems like MrBeast can't go a week without getting into some sort of controversy, and this week is no different. With all of these controversies, it seems like it's normally one of three categories. The first one being when he does something kind of strange with his fan base, like when he was telling his fans to go organize his chocolate displays at Walmart. That was kinda weird. The second one being something stemming from a person realizing that MrBeast videos are not real, like a couple of weeks ago with the whole Rosanna Pansino thing. And the third category, and the most common one, people getting mad at his generosity. Now, while there have been some cases where this kind of makes sense, and I understand maybe feeling a little bit weird about some of the stuff he does, what we're gonna be talking about today, I don't really get it. Now, if you're unaware, MrBeast's most recent video was him going across Africa, building 100 wells, and providing fresh water to about 500,000 people. Now, you would think that somebody doing something like this would be generally pretty well received, right? Well, sort of. I've seen a lot of positive reception of this video, but I've also seen, well, a lot of negative. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like this kind of happens way too often. Now, I've said this before, I don't really like MrBeast. I feel like he's kind of harmed the way YouTube is as like a media platform, and I don't care to consume his content, I never have, but I can recognize that a lot of the stuff he's done is pretty cool. With that being said, to hopefully slow down all the people who are typing already calling me a MrBeast simp, I wanted to use this opportunity to talk about this sort of cycle we see with MrBeast, where he does something like this, and then millions of people on the internet complain about it. I know that a lot of YouTubers like to make a video every single time this happens, but I've never really felt the need to until this point, so here we are. So just a little bit of background information on this situation. MrBeast built 100 wells across Africa, with 52 of them being in Kenya. Now, what he's built are actually boreholes, but well is a more digestible term, so that's the word I'm probably going to use throughout the video. I think we'll survive. Now, a lot of these were built around schools and hospitals. Now, it's not like these places did not have water at all to begin with. That's one thing I've been seeing on Twitter a lot, that MrBeast is trying to paint himself as this savior who's bringing water to these places that don't have it, which personally, I don't really get that from this video. The purpose of these boreholes is to make access to water more convenient, more consistent, and safer, which I feel like he does a pretty good job of explaining. At no point is he like, this place has no water whatsoever, let me step in. But that's what a lot of people on Twitter would have you believe. I saw this tweet, which is what made me check out this video in the first place, where this guy says that MrBeast describes the entirety of Africa as a village with its people living in huts. He projects that all Africans lack good drinking water, that the people featured in this video do not need these kinds of donations. Africa's a continent with 54 countries, he must be specific. This is all capitalism, and he set Africans for global ridicule by doing this. This is the tweet I saw before watching this video, so honestly, I went into it kind of expecting something in poor taste. And after watching this video twice, start to finish, I can tell you that everything in this tweet is pretty much just a joke. He doesn't even use the word hut during the entire video, so that's a pretty interesting thing to say. I think it's pretty unfair to say that he describes the entirety of Africa as a village when he's talking about specific locations, which also makes it a very weird thing to say that he needs to be specific when he was during pretty much the entire video. Also, he never projected that all Africans lack good drinking water. He said there's a lot of work to be done, which there is. According to the World Health Organization and many other sources, 1 in 3 Africans suffer from water scarcity. There's nothing political about that statement. There's nothing shameful about it. It's just what is happening, which makes saying the people in this video don't need this donation kind of strange. Sure, majority of the continent does not, but that doesn't mean some places don't. He visited many places that objectively would benefit from easier access to clean water. Now, if MrBeast was walking around saying every African on the planet needs better access to water, then yeah, I would get where this guy is coming from, but that's not what he said. He visited places that would benefit tremendously from easier access to clean water, and he helped provide that. Saying this is all just capitalism, we'll get into that later, and then saying he's set Africans for global ridicule, is that somehow implying that living in an area that doesn't have very good access to water is something to be ashamed about? Because that's unfortunately how a lot of people around the entire world live. It's something that the UN has been focused on for a long time, believe it or not, because it's a huge issue. If you don't like somebody saying that 1 in 3 people in Africa suffer from water scarcity, would you rather somebody just talk about the entire world? Because we can do that too, because guess what? The statistic is the exact same. 1 in 3 people across the entire planet do not have access to safe drinking water. This has nothing to do with politics, this has nothing to do with race, this has everything to do with humans needing water to survive and a lot of humans not having that. So to say that somehow MrBeast has set up these people for global ridicule, like this isn't a global problem, now we're just saying stuff. Now the other main argument about this video, the other main complaint, is that people are saying this is exploitation. Now this argument is a lot more nuanced. It's a lot less about fact and more about opinion and how you're going to view this entire situation. And truthfully, I can understand both sides of the argument. However, I don't really see this video as exploitation, and I say this because of the unique position MrBeast is in. When people make videos of this nature, and I'm not talking about on the scale that MrBeast does, I'm thinking more like when a person who's not a YouTuber, they're not a social media presence, goes out and records themselves like giving food to a homeless person, and then they go and post it onto Facebook. Do I think that's exploitative? Yes. Can I appreciate that at least a person in need is getting something that they probably appreciate? Yes, but if the only reason you're doing something like that is for internet validation, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That is what I would call exploitative. You're doing something that you could easily do without recording it and posting it onto the internet, but you're only doing it so you can post it onto the internet and have like your aunt call you a good person. And I think if somebody like Jeff Bezos did this, made a video like this, then we could kind of explore like, okay, yeah, this is a good thing to do, but it's maybe kind of exploitative. However, with MrBeast, I find it hard to make that argument because he's able to do these things because of the videos he makes. MrBeast has made a lot of money on YouTube. Let's not get that twisted. I would estimate it's anywhere from like $300 to $500 million. It's a lot of money. But majority of that money has been made by giving money away. It's not like Bill Gates, who made hundreds of billions of dollars doing something completely unrelated and then decided to start using some of that wealth for good. If MrBeast didn't make these videos, if he didn't film himself giving all of this stuff away, then none of it would be given away. There wouldn't be the funds to do these kinds of videos because the funds wouldn't be coming in. So is it really exploitative? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I can't really answer that question, and I don't think any of us really can except the people in these videos. Can we make the executive decision for another person that, hey, you're being exploited, okay? You shouldn't like this. I don't know. And I guess that even really applies to the kinds of videos that I was talking about that I consider exploitative. So maybe I'm kind of being a hypocrite here, and I accept that. Maybe I need to rethink how I see those videos because maybe people don't care. I mean, we saw this same kind of argument when he made those videos with the deaf people hearing for the first time and blind people seeing for the first time when he paid for those treatments. If I went blind, I can tell you right now for certain I would accept being in a YouTube video for 15 seconds for my vision back. You can film me butt naked if you want. I think it's unfair for people on Twitter to speak for others. Am I kind of getting off topic here? Yeah, but honestly, what I really think about this, at the end of the day, if this is what you have to complain about, somebody doing a charitable act on YouTube, spending probably, who knows, $3, $4, $5 million to help people get water, you need a life. You need something outside of the internet to focus on because this, it shouldn't be your main concern, okay? Seriously. Look, I really try not to be that guy who's like, oh, you're worried about this? Well, this thing is happening and it's a lot worse, so you should work on that. I try not to be that guy, but seriously, guys, come on. If you hear that somebody helped 500,000 people get better drinking water and your first thought is, how can I complain about this? You desperately need to delete your Twitter account, okay? You might need to even cancel your internet plan because that is not normal, all right? I'm tired of it, okay? I've been too neutral on this site for too long, and my video yesterday got age restricted, so I have nothing to lose. The gloves are off. You're not normal, okay? All right, sorry, I said it. If this is what you have to complain about, I'm glad that your life is a world of rainbows and unicorns, and your mommy and daddy love you, all right? Because clearly you've never faced any real hardship, all right? If you've gotten to the point in your life where your main source, okay, your main source of stress and anger are acts of charity on the internet, congratulations, you've made it to where most of us want to be. You have nothing real to worry about. Maybe you should give the guy who fans you with a giant palm leaf all day the day off, and you should go out there into the world and experience it. Learn that there's more things going on in the world than what happens to celebrities on Twitter, all right? It's a big world, okay? Lots of things to complain about, lots of things things that make sense to complain about. Sorry, this isn't one of them. Okay. We're good. Got a little bit worked up there, but my goodness, people. Okay, I've been holding that one in for a while. All right, sorry. Seriously though, guys, life is too short for this. It is. I promise you, you don't want to spend your youth complaining, and I know what you're gonna say. August, you do that. Okay, but I get paid. Okay, this is what I do for a living. Is that good for my heart and my brain? Probably not, but hey, somebody's gotta bring home the bacon, baby. This video has gone from what I thought was a pretty well-organized argument into what sounds like the ramblings of a maniac. So, I'm gonna go now. I'm not even gonna put in my normal outro words because I don't think they'd mesh well. It would make me sound even crazier, so I'm just gonna leave, okay? All right, I'm backing up slowly, okay? Okay, I've almost forgotten what this video is about, okay? And you should too, all right? Go outside. Call your mother. Call your mom, tell her that you love her, okay? Okay, seriously though, bye.